I'm the last man standing in terms of volunteering to do this job.
Can you move into the mic, please?
Yeah, I didn't want to record that part. So I think for the vision of Prince Frederick, a lot of it's been touched upon, and the next group may say exactly the same thing. You know, unique shops, walkable, restore the old town, connect old town to the new developments.
Keep talking.
Okay. I just feel like my teacher's about to slap my knuckles.
No.
Okay.
Just want to catch on.
And a variety of housing, but serve the many and not the few, as opposed to maybe just a developer. The developer needs to make a profit, obviously, but the community needs a profit in in the non-monetary ways. So this development that's going to happen needs to be for all. Infrastructure, of course, has to be considered. Walking and biking we've talked about, and safe walking and biking, and no big box stores. And again, the bridge over Route 4 might be able to make a movie out of it. Now, something like that's already happened, but anyway. More a town green, and I think that was mentioned, like maybe with an old-fashioned gazebo where you can have performances, summer concerts. Lots of small towns do that. I've lived in a few of them, and they're usually fairly well attended. It's a nice thing. And if it's in the town center, you know, people are maybe going to know it. I know we've tried that in this area before, but maybe if we, in a lot of this stuff, in a lot of the pages, there's a background of, you know, make sure that the community knows about this stuff, you know, because nothing gets attended if it's not communicated properly. That's a big challenge, I'm sure. The number of people that don't know the great trail system we already have in Prince Frederick is astounding to me. Of course, I'm a Boy Scout leader, and so I know it, but that's not enough. Places to congregate that you're actually proud of, like the library. I love showing off the library to out-of-town guests. I think it's a beautiful place, but we need to be feeling proud about whatever we do with with this new development. Connections to the metro, I think that's the bus thing, something that goes right to a metro that can take you to wherever you want to be in the metro area. I'm attempting to not read everything if I can help it. We'll see. Heritage and recreation, and we talked about walking areas, and I don't know, it's down here someplace too, but maybe a walking area that has those things that where you put your phone up to it and it talks to you about, you know, a certain aspect of the community. I think it's not like the old thing where you push the button and a squawky voice came through, but I guess with more and more people understanding how to use that, that would be something that's also easily updatable, I would think. You know, special events, you know, concerts, farmers markets, we have some of those, but you know, maybe we'll have it in the gazebo right there in the town center as well. Historical presentations, like maybe little, like plays perhaps, something like that, that give the people a better idea of how we came to be where we are or what things used to be like. Indoor sports facility, indoor walking trail, and an actual day set aside for Calvert Heritage. Maybe an entire week with little events as well, maybe, and then focusing on a final event. A youth activity center, drama, theater, disc golf course. Oh yeah, with the frisbee thing. Yeah, that's could be integrated. As long as you didn't throw it out on the Route 4, that would be bad. More bike paths, campgrounds, privately owned ball fields, community centers, and maybe something other than just soccer fields and lacrosse fields. How about a dog park somewhere in Prince Frederick that you can get to? Maybe another small thing, a volleyball court. It doesn't take up much space. A bocce ball court. Where you can have a nice, friendly, not too athletic sports event. It could serve all sorts of people. Parks and trail, again, the bike paths, and different terrain other than the somewhat challenging ACLT trails. I just did 10 miles on that yesterday with a group of boys, and it can be challenging. But they're there. Use them. You can use them. promote the existing parks and trails that we actually have. And there's some, I don't know, around there's a little park by the Phillips house. I'm not super familiar with it, but some people are. Again, there's a lot of this promotion and advertising. People probably, they just don't know what's there. I know there's been some people have tried to do this, but perhaps it hasn't been as effective as it could be.
Mr. Justice, if you could,
Speed it up,
please, yes,
Okay.
please, we've got the last one to get to.
Well, the last group, we've already said everything, so it won't be a problem.
I don't know, we're very prolific.
Okay, commercial shops, we want some unique shops, we don't want another, cookie cutter, set of shops or restaurants. Next generation, we talked about, clothing stores for the hospital, something in the new development that'll attract jobs here so people can stay here and work. Maybe a county museum, along the lines and quality of the Marine Museum, right here in Prince Frederick, could be the focal point of a whole day's excursion with the kids and guests coming in. And upper bounds on density. My group had a lot to say. So we want to control the growth, more public transit, make sure these sidewalks are connected, because it's scary when you think you're about to walk to someplace and suddenly you're running into a place you can't get by. Again, Prince Frederick bypass, it's more of a bypass than the bypass we sort of have. Again, revitalize the town. Okay. And again, this old town after 5 is a ghost town. We all know that. We can do something about that. Ability to get to the bay other than the Prince Frederick actually get to the water of the bay. I guess it is in the Prince Frederick zip code, so put that in. Address the current vacancy signs on Route 4 to direct you to the county services parking garage on county land. Next workshop focus. What are we going to do with Armory Square? What are we going to do with Old Town and also connecting it to the vacant space? Transportation, traffic, county office building, and land use.
Let's give them a round of applause.